It's the not doing it
not doing it.
I think is more lazy.
Okay, laid back.
Laid back, I think, is what I get in trouble for. Yeah. I think not that I'm not doing anything. I'm just not doing it the way that it should be done.
Okay.
Supposed to be done.
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? This time we are waiting on her.
Well, that's just because you were counting before and I didn't want to interrupt, you know? Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
It's Wednesday, podcast day. We got to get that somewhere. Podcast day.
Podcast day? I like salsa day better. Salsa day is Friday when you order from me during the week and then I deliver or you pick up. So my favorite day is salsa day.
Shameless plug. So what's that? What are we talking about today? Do we going to give some shout outs first?
Oh, yeah. Let me give some shout outs first. Shout out to MJ250 out of San Antonio, Texas.
Now, you know who you are. We're not going to drop names because we know who you are. But you can go ahead.
Well, he figured out the song and got $30 from episode 168, Misplaced Outrage.
You got to go watch that if you don't know. But we actually watched that movie during our COVID.
Our COVID-cation?
COVID-cation.
Yeah, our COVID-cation.
We watched that. So if you want to know what that is, go watch that episode because the answer is in the comments.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, so now what are we talking about?
Okay, so because school started, did you like all those kid pictures of parents sending their first day of school? Y'all, I was going to take a picture of my grandson, and I'm so glad that I didn't because yesterday in my time hop came up when he was for pre-K, when he went to school for the very first time, and he was really nervous, really scared, and he was about this big. Well, my grandson is 11 now, and he stands about this tall, and he was doing work today without a shirt and in shorts with no shoes because he's homeschooled, y'all. And so I was gonna stand next to him and take a picture and be like, first day of school? First day of school, 5 years later or whatever. I don't even know what grade he's in. Sixth grade? Yeah, sixth grade. So he's in sixth grade, and that was when he started school. So 6 years ago. And I was just like, but I was going to send it side by side, now and then.
Now and then.
But I was like, I should wait till he has a shirt on.
I posted a picture, I don't know, on my Instagram. I'm not sure if it was on my Facebook, but definitely on Instagram. I remember posting. It was first day of school. Everybody's posting first day of school. And I posted me still sleeping in bed. Covered up.
First day of school. Click. And show your feet with the sheet.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Have fun, y'all.
I was trying to think of the meme that somebody was posting. I don't even remember, but it was an adult. And they were wrapped up in a blanket. And it says naps all day or naps frequently, eats so many meals, burps and changes, and it was an adult, and it was funny. Like something so many years. It was the number of days that they were, and it was like 38 years old. It was really funny. I don't know. It was great. And anyway, I just wanted to say shout out to you if you posted your kids' first day of school picture.
Back to school. Grandkids or grandkids.
Yeah, or grandkids. And I'll say this, if you didn't, that's okay. We're talking about you today.
Uh-oh.
I don't know about that. And maybe not, but are you a laid-back parent or a lazy parent?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Laid back or lazy parenting?
Laid back with my money on my mind and my mind on my money. Okay,
money on my kids and my kids on my mind. I can say that when we first got together, that I was considered the laid back parent.
Yes.
and you were considered the, what was it?
I wasn't a lazy parent.
Not a lazy. What is it? Laid back or lazy?
Laid back or lazy.
I guess I would be considered the. I don't know. Was I laid back? Was I laid back parent or lazy parent? I think. No, I'm saying like from your perspective because I know we had two different parenting styles, if you will.
You want me to really answer
I don't
that
know.
here on live TV?
Well, because
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just kidding.
I remember we used to get in arguments because the way that we would quote unquote parent.
Yeah.
Like we had literally just heated arguments.
Right. But I'm really, I think what made me think about this was I didn't want parents to feel guilty because they didn't post their kid's first day of school.
Yeah.
There are some parents who are like right on it, made shirts, da da da. Matter of fact, that post that Annette posted, sent us,
Yeah.
and it was kids nowadays, and it was like king of pre-K or I got this, and back when we went to school, we had on windbreaker matching suits, and that wind never stood a chance, And so it made me think about that because there are some parents that haven't posted their kids' first day of school, and that's okay. And then I had a friend, she doesn't listen, but shout out to Karen. But I made a shirt for her because she wants to do her son's hands, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, and I'm like, Karen. That everybody's going, oh, Karen. Oh, Karen. Nobody cares, Karen. Anyway, he's not going to want to do that by the time he gets to third grade. He's going to be like, Mom. By fifth grade, he really ain't going to want to touch that shirt. So I don't know how she's going to get from 6 to 12 because...
Chancla.
Yeah. You better put your hand on there, and you better not even smear that hand.
That sounds like you used to do.
I know.
Put your hand on there.
You better smile in this picture. I'm just saying, whatever. But anyway, it just made me think about those parents that didn't post. Because if you didn't post, that doesn't mean you're lazy. It just means you're laid back.
You just laid back. Chill.
You just like, yeah, we might at the end of the year.
So what would you say would be the biggest difference between a laid back parent and a lazy parent? Because I feel like that's a really fine line.
Why? Because you were like a hippie parent and I wasn't, and now we're reversed. I'm like a hippie grandparent and you're not. Like the kids can't even move, or he's like, "Row!" and the kids are like,
no, I don't know. That's not really true.
Really?
It's
I'm
not really
I'm like,
true.
don't
I don't
do
be
the
barking
old
at
man.
I don't be barking at my kids. I do have some old man tendencies.
Yes, you do. Yes,
I will
I'm
admit
so
to
proud
that.
Of you.
I do have some
Knowing's
old.
half the battle.
Yes, I do have some old man tendencies. Things that I saw my dad do and things that I saw my grandfather do. Mm-hmm. So I realized that, and I really struggle not to do those things.
I know.
I really,
I'm so
really
proud
struggle.
of you.
Not to do those things. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know it's just a fine line between being lazy and then just being laid back. Like right now when my grandkids are there, they get the benefits that my kids didn't have. Number one, they have cable and Wi-Fi that my kids never had.
That's true.
Growing up.
Hey, AC.
They have AC, But
In the living room.
In the living room.
I mean, we
of
had
all
it in all
places.
the bedrooms. You just don't have central heat and air. Now we have it in the living room.
Yeah, so,
and the dining room. And the kitchen.
When you look at my grandkids.
And we have snacks. Because our locusts don't live with us anymore.
So, yeah, I mean, so like with our grandkids, they're experiencing things like when my kids were growing up, we didn't watch what they wanted to watch all the time. We watched what I wanted to watch.
Right, and now we watch Bluey and Paw Patrol and anything that comes on, Spideyverse and...
What's the kid's name on YouTube?
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, I will go and I will give all of my grandkids opportunity to watch whatever they want. 90% of the time. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to lie. Some would argue 80, so I'll just go with 80% of the time. I let them watch. But like when I'm leaving, or if we're leaving the house, or if the grandkids are there, or if I come in, I don't immediately like grab the remote. Let me watch this. Now, one of the grandpa things I do is if they're sitting in my chair, you got to come out the chair. Like that's my grandpa chair, and so I get that whole grandpa vibe going. But I think when I think about being laid back and lazy parents, the difference, I think it could be, like I said, I think it's kind of a fine line because there's some parents that are laid back, but they look lazy. But then there are some parents that are just lazy, and they look like they're laid back.
Okay. So that would go back.
Just so y'all know, we're all talking about our kids.
Because they're going, Mom and Dad are talking about
us.
you.
Yeah.
They're talking about you. No, they're talking about you. Remember, you did that. You did that. I know. Okay. So really, we're talking about ourselves because you said that. You said you were laid back, but I was what in the beginning?
Well,
stressed.
Sergeant Carla.
Oh, God.
I'd like to introduce you this morning.
No. I'm not anymore.
Hold on. I'd like to introduce you this evening, this podcast, as you're watching, to this individual called Sergeant Carla. She really doesn't exist unless everything's going completely crazy and then she'll just come out. But there was this young lady that was known as Sergeant Carla, and I'm going to allow her to elaborate on that definition and description.
Well, it wasn't when my kids were younger. It's when I was young and I was playing with everybody or being a kid. I just had to have all the kids in line and they needed to be doing everything. Yeah. Voluntold, as a 10-year-old. No, you will march like this. You will go, type thing. And so that's just where I don't even remember who called me Sergeant Carla first.
I think it was your mom.
My mom or my dad?
Somebody
I don't even know.
Somebody in your
Whoever
family.
you were, you can message me. Anyway, and so I don't do that anymore. But raising my kids, I did.
Whip them into shape.
Yeah, because he would just be like, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, no, we don't do that.
And that's why I feel like, I don't know if you would see me as a lazy parent or if you would see me as a laid back parent. I feel like you would have probably saw me as a lazy parent.
I did, to be honest.
Because
if they're acting up and you're not getting on to them, that's being too lazy to get out of the chair to discipline them.
Yeah, but...
Pick and choose your battles?
Pick and choose your battles, yeah. That was some of the things that we did, but...
I get it now.
I think that... we were talking to somebody and they were saying husbands or dads parent and watch kids differently than moms do.
I get it. That is true.
Kids in general respond to dads differently than they do with moms.
That is correct.
Because, just with our grandkids and watching our kids, I think I see it more within our kids and their families than I've ever noticed it, even with our kids, is that we can have grandkids, and it doesn't matter which set of grandkids we have. It doesn't matter.
By the way, we have 3 sets. Okay.
So
4
sets. So when we have the grandkids, everything's fine. Everything's smoothly operation.
Everybody
real
gets
good.
Snacks. Everybody gets to watch TV.
And then as soon as mom and dad clear the door, walk through the door, it doesn't matter the family. It happens in all the families. As soon as mom and dad clear the door.
Or really, mom. I don't think dads.
It's like it's bees to honey. Or flies to honey. Actually, flies to honey.
Yeah.
They just go to mom and they're just like, yeah,
like gnats.
Yeah, and dad is non-existent in the picture. Like dad didn't even walk in.
Yeah.
And then after a while, when mom's done, she's like, I'm done. Get away from me. Go play. Dad is like, get away from mom. Leave her alone. But they don't do that to the dads. Almost never.
Never.
Like, daddy, like that almost never happens. Not that it don't happen. It doesn't happen very often. And so I feel like even in the setting when we're at family events or, watching our kids, dads are more watching from afar.
The big picture?
Like the big picture. Like, they're looking for that cry. They're looking for that sound or,
Yeah, but then it's too late if somebody gets hurt.
But they get to enjoy each other from a dad's perspective. They're having fun.
You enjoyed yourself even though you broke your arm?
If you matter of fact, I told one of my grandsons the other day, I said, if you get hurt, you're getting a spanking after you get out of the hospital. Like, that was literally what I told him. I said, after you get out of the emergency room, you're getting beat by
now
me.
That's lazy grandparenting.
That's laid back. That's like, hey, don't do that. Like, I'm not over there grabbing him by the hand, getting him out of the tree, and don't play with that chainsaw. You're not supposed to do that.
This is lazy. This is lazy parenting. Hey! Hey! Who does that? Okay. That's what I'm saying. But you didn't get up to go handle the situation.
To me, this
didn't require it?
Did not require it.
You mean your voice echoed loud enough to reach over there you didn't have to go over there?
I can make my kids well, I used to, not so much my kids now. They just look at me crazy now. But
Yeah.
I can make my grandkids emotionally wrecked. How about
I
being
can.
emotional
Yes, you
wreck
do.
by
Just
just
from
being like,
one word.
all I got to do is like, not even a full word, just like a no, and they're just like,
know. Yeah.
You know, so I got there's some power with it. So I don't think it's lazy. It's just being able to handle your skills.
Oh, a plot twist.
Like,
the plot thickens, y'all.
No, we ain't doing that. No. Sometimes I don't have to say nothing. I just look at him.
See, I don't have the look. I don't have the look.
The
This
one
is me.
that the ones that my grandkids.
And they're all
Woo,
like,
God. Oh my gosh.
I know everybody on the podcast was like,
When the one thing that I do with the grandkids is like I'll be like, what you doing? What you doing? You know, and some of them got to where they're like, but
and some of them smile, but the other ones still cry.
I think
The baby still cries.
they still cry sometimes. Yes, but I think it's a fine line between being lazy and being laid back. To me, I feel like lazy parenting.
Yeah.
is-
Tell us what you think.
I think. I don't know. I've only had 4 kids and a bunch of grandkids, but and watched multitude in children's ministry and youth ministry. But I think to me, lazy parenting is more of an attitude
Okay.
than actions.
Okay.
And when I say that, I mean like it's not wanting to deal with the situation, not wanting to deal with correction, not
Okay.
wanting to deal with discipline, not wanting to deal with taking a child to the restroom, not wanting to, and I'm not even say not wanting to, not doing those
it.
things. Yeah, because there's times I didn't want to take nobody to the restroom, and I got to take them to the restroom.
Which is why our grandkids pee off the front porch.
Yeah, off the porch, pal. I'm not going upstairs.
the boys.
So, not doing those things, I think, is more lazy. You know, not taking them a bath, not whatever it is that you're doing, not communicating, whatever. It's the not doing it that
Not doing it.
I think is more lazy.
Okay. Laid back.
Laid back, I think, is what I get in trouble for. Yeah, I think not that I'm not doing anything. I'm just not doing it the way that it should be done.
Okay.
Supposed to be done. You know.
But to me, that's kind of like washing dishes. And this is why my boss will not hire a guy dishwasher. No offense to you if you wash dishes at home. Okay.
I was a dishwasher.
Okay. I knew you were
at
going
a diner, man. I'm highly offended.
I know. I knew you were going to be sensitive there. But that's why my boss will not hire a guy dishwasher, because she feels like they are not paying attention to detail.
I could see that. But I don't know, because when I was a teenager when I was washing dishes.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay,
like,
done.
yeah, like I'm
That ain't-
15,
that's
16,
not
well,
washing.
15, 16 years old. And
We have a sprayer too. It doesn't work.
No,
You gotta
but I
put
mean, like,
soap on there.
but when I was working in the restaurant, like, you did not want dishes coming through a second time. You know, so like, and you're running, you know, you got stacks of dishes that are coming through, you know, even working in fast food industry, when you wash dishes, I mean, you did not want those dishes coming back. So I think I have a slight argument there or disagreement is because as a guy, I didn't want them dishes coming back. So I was paying super close to detail. I didn't want no dishes coming back.
You're not usual. Your work ethics are very different from everybody else's.
It's just because I'm older.
You just said you were washing dishes when you were young. So, I meant.
Yeah, anyway, so.
By the way, you made me. I heard a little light bulb in there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. You know, we've been in the food service industry before, both of us have, and I was thinking about the dishwasher thing that goes. You know, I need one of those at home.
No, ma'am. No.
Is that being laid back or is that being
That's
lazy?
being lazy.
No.
When
no.
you don't
My dishes would be washed instantly.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, so again, we were just talking about the laid back or lazy because it just made me think about it with all the school
Going back to
pictures.
school, yeah.
And then some not having the school pictures, and then some parents, you know, putting names on everything and their clothing and their shoes and.
Well, you got to today because they just take your stuff. My name's Zachary too.
Was that with a Z or an X?
Right.
All right then, it's mine. Anyway, so I was just thinking about that, and I was like, I don't know. Were we laid back? Were we lazy? I don't know. I would say you were laid back, and I was stressed. And I think I was stressed.
She said stressed.
I really was, because I wanted things to be in order and to be perfect and to be, even though they weren't. That was such a fairy tale. What did you call it? A museum. We were either going to live in a museum or we were going to have a family. And I was like...
That was literally, for you guys watching, that was literally, or listening, that was literally a conversation that we ended up having.
We had to.
It was not a pretty conversation, but it was like, look, we're either going to have a nice museum house or we're going to have a home where kids can enjoy and grow up and have relationships. Like and I even you get to pick, like, which one do you want? But we're going to do one or the other. We can't do both because we're going to go crazy trying to do both.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important. It's so hard to say this, but I think it's important that as long as your family, your children, your relationship with your kids is good, you have good communication, good dialogue, you're loving them, you're communicating with them, you're talking, you're teaching them, you're training them, you're coaching them, you're mentoring, like you're doing all these things in your relationship,
that's good.
Sharing truth, all that. I think that's way more important than making sure all the dishes are clean or washed, all the laundry's done. And see, I touched a note because that literally was like a argument.
A conversation 2 days ago.
We had that argument
all the time, but we just had it 2 days ago, y'all.
Because
this man said, "I'm just gonna go wash the dishes. Don't you touch my dishes, first of all, and don't go in my kitchen, second of all." Anyway,
right? So, because we had that discussion years ago when the kids were small. We talked about the museum in the house.
Yeah,
and I think sometimes as parents, because of everything that we have going on and everything that we're doing with our kids, I think that there does have to be a balance. Like you have to teach our kids to clean, take out the trash.
Yes, you do. And
take a bath, put up clothes.
No age is too young.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Obviously 2 and under.
Right, but I agree that there has to be that balance of teaching them that. Mm-hmm. But I think to me, being a lazy parent is not taking care of your house cleanliness. How do you say that? Cleanliness.
Okay.
And not nurturing your kids.
Yeah.
That's
so
lazy.
You need to have a balance,
yes.
I think, and that's where you get lazy and laid back.
Yeah, because
if you can nurture your kids and clean your house, and if you put them to bed at a proper time, you'll have time to wash the dishes, start a load, and you have to learn to juggle.
And it's tough because, unfortunately, the only examples that we have are the ones that we grew up with, right? And that's why some people are really good about cleaning their house. You walk in their home and it's like spotless, right?
That's
You're like,
not
oh my
mine.
God, and
That's
kids
not
running
mine.
around
So
and,
don't look at me and don't invite yourself over.
You have certain individuals. I'm not going to name any names, but you walk into their house like they're apologizing for it being dirty, and your house is
not dirty
your house
at
has never
all.
Your house has never looked that clean,
I know.
But I think when you're raising kids, I think there is a balance where you'd be able to do that. But I think being lazy has to do with not wanting to do anything like that.
Yeah.
And that is where it gets dangerous because the kids suffer.
Yeah.
Their upbringing suffers more than anything.
Okay. So let's end the podcast with this.
Okay.
You said this to someone one time, and I feel like it needs to be told to everybody. No, you were talking about coaching, mentoring, parenting. Can you give everybody the stages of that? Give them the stages.
I hope I can remember this because I haven't shared
I
that in a
know,
long
right?
time. So and I learned this. I didn't just come up with this. I mean, I literally learned this from other individuals, workshops and stuff. But what I learned was that we need to raise our kids in different areas or different seasons. Mm-hmm. And so, from the time that they're infants till they're about 5 or 6, 7 years old, they're literally children. So we're the parents. So we literally have to parent them. Okay. Brush your teeth, change their diapers, wipe your butt, go to the restroom, stop peeing on yourself.
Wear the same clothes all the time.
Yeah, we're like take a bath. This is how you wash your teeth. Wash your hair. Like so, we parent them. Teaching them. Like we're literally. It's not a question of if you're going to do it. It's how you're going to do it and when you're going to do it.
Because they don't know, and they're sponges.
Yeah. So there's the parenting aspect, and then you go to what I call the coaching aspect.
Okay.
The coaching aspect is literally from like 10 years old. So children, I would say probably till about 9 or 10 years old, depending on their maturity level and how they're communicating. But usually we should be parenting from 0 till about 9 or 10.
Okay.
And then you go to what I call the coaching aspect of parenting, which is that coaching age would be from like 9 or 10, probably till you're about 16, 17 years
Okay.
old. Well, actually, probably about 14 or 15 years old.
I was going to say,
Coaching probably for about you're coaching probably for about 5 years.
Okay.
We'll say 15 to 16
like a
years.
baseball coach or a basketball coach or a cheerleading coach or that type of coach.
Yes. So when you think about coaching, the best way I tell parents is when you think about coaching is to think in terms of exactly that, sports. So the coach doesn't play the game. The coach doesn't run the plays. The coach is not practicing, doing everything. The coach is merely saying, this is how you do it better. This is where you're messing up. Try this next time in your next game. And so we should be coaching our kids. This is how you have conflict resolution. This is how you respect. This is what respect looks like. That was disrespectful. So you're coaching them how to literally live in society,
And
how to have relationships.
I call it adjusting.
Yeah.
The Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah. So you're literally coaching your kids from, 9 or 10 till they're about 14, 15, 16 years old. So that's a coaching. So you're not doing it for them. You're just telling them to do it. You're not telling them you have to do this. You're giving them the opportunity to begin to make some choices, make some decisions. We're having benefits and consequences,
And
discussions. Topics, having those talks.
Dialogue.
That
Between
yes.
10 and 15
15 and 16, yeah.
15.
So when you hit about 15, 16 years old, now this is when you start getting a driver's license. This is when you're making bigger decisions. You want a job, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend type thing. So from 14, 15 years old up till adulthood is what I call mentoring. This is the mentoring season. And mentors, they're there to reciprocate. They're there to give wisdom, give some advice, to help. But that's the point where we begin to let them make the choices, the decisions that they've learned in the coaching phase, in that coaching season. Now we get to stand back, watch them trip, fall, make mistakes, help them understand how to not make that same mistake again. What did you learn from that? What would you do different? And we literally mentor them. So we're if you've never had a mentor, it's kind of hard for you to understand that. But
Right.
If you've been a mentor or have had a mentor, it's those individuals that you go to and you bounce things off of situations. I've got this decision that I need to make. What are your thoughts on this? What should I do? And so that's the mentoring aspect. What I have found is a lot of parents literally, they start parenting from 0 and they never stop till they're 40, 50 years old. So you got parents that are 50, 60, 70 years old and they're still dealing with their children as parents, not coaching, not mentoring. And so they're literally, you're going to do this. This is how you're going to do it. And they're like 30, 40 years old, and we're still trying to run their household and we don't even live in their household anymore. So is that what, I think that's what you were
Yes,
kind of
that's
talking
what
about?
I wanted everybody to know that because not everybody knows that, and that's helpful information for them.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think if you know those, then you can decide, and that fine line, you can ride that fine line of lazy parenting, laid back parenting, stressed parenting, because we're not perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
None of us. And, you may think you run a perfect household or you've got it all down
together.
and your house is clean and all this and that, or you may not even think it's clean. Whatever it is that you think you are, I think they needed to understand that it's okay that you didn't post your kid's first day of school. It's okay.
Yeah, don't be stressed out.
Yeah, don't be stressed out about it, Be laid back. We'll do the last day. You're still going to be alive. It's fine, type thing. And I think we just don't need to stress out about it. And which is so crazy because that's not who I was. I was the stressed out one. Now you are, and I'm the laid back
I wouldn't say I'm stressed out. I'm just getting
Old man.
older.
Yeah.
It's getting older.
Yeah.
I don't.
Anyway, so we love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
What do we know about parenting? Absolutely nothing.
Little
Our
bit,
kids
little bit.
survived. That's all we
Yes,
know. Okay.
yes,
High five to us.
They survived, And the benefit of not killing our kids is that we got grandkids.
Woo!
Yes.
All right.
So, man, appreciate you guys listening, watching, tuning, subscribing, subscribe. Man, we are pressing forward to that 1,000 subscribers. Man, thank you guys so much for helping us out. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.